Hi friends, it's Angela, Wildvioletsart. It's Fri-Yay, woohoo! So the beginning of the weekend starts now, and what better than to start off with some home decor crafting. The kit I'm going to show you tonight is the Wreath of Blooms Kit. Sorry, forgot briefly. And it's so pretty, and it can be easily used as a wreath or anything else. And so I'm going to show you how to put it together, but also some options. So you can do anything you want to with it. But before I go there, I wanted to show you some really wonderful little Valentines that I got from my upline. I don't know if you're ready for Valentine's or if you guys have already done it because your kids probably had their Valentine party on Friday or today. Maybe they're going to have it on Tuesday and you've got the weekend. So I've got some ideas for you because these are so cute and every single one of them was different, which makes it so much more fun because you've got all this variety. So let me change this over. All right, so every month when I have my classes, I like to make little treats for my attendees. And this is the one that I made for my upline because we had a Valentine exchange. So this is just a cute little box that is 1" by 2". And I used the Something Fancy die. And so you can see this is the die itself, and I just glued it on to the box. And then I put a couple of, oh goodness, what are they called? Let me open it up real quick. The almond roga, my mother's favorite. She would probably appreciate it if I sent this to her, but she's a little far away for treats like this. But it's got 2 almond roca in it, and I just put a little bow, put a little glue dot to hold the tag together, and then of course the cute bicycle paper from the Blooms DSP. So that's not quite right. What's it called? My apologies. The Country Bloom or Country Floral Lane DSP. So they have the little bicycle on it. And this is, the heart is from the Country Bouquet Punch. And the stamp set is from the Country Bouquet stamp set. So that's super cute. And then this is this month's. And then last month I made this one, which has some little kisses in it. And I made it with the cracker treat box. And instead of having 2 cracker ends, I made I cut it off and then glued it together. So you can see where I glued it together, and then just added the other end upside down. So you can see the little gingham. Hey, Arlene, thanks for joining me. So this was my treat for last month. And so anyway, each month I love doing Valentine's or doing little treats. And so these were the 2 that I gave. And then take a look. When this is the one actually Arlene made. Little hugs and kisses, cute little Valentine, and it's got little chocolates in it, or a little Linder chocolate. So isn't that cute? The little explosion box. It's adorable. And then I got this one. I mean, it's just so much fun. Every single one of them is different. And this again is that Country Bouquet or Country Lane paper. And I'm not sure which the stamp is, but this little verse right here is from there as well. So super cute. Let me just bring it up to you so you can kind of see how it's made. So lots of them. This one holds a lollipop. This would be a great one for, you know, a kid's class. Super easy. And just looks like it's one piece with maybe some rounded corners, just big enough to hold a lollipop. Super cute. And here's one. I haven't opened up yet, but it feels heavy, so it must have some really great chocolate in there or candy of some sort. So isn't that cute? Looks like a little mini milk box. So cute. I love it. This one is to die for. This cute little, this is a heart-shaped Hershey's chocolate, and then she made it into a little ladybug using the ladybug punch, and looks like one of the flower dies. I'm not sure where that came from, but super cute. I love it. And this one right here, isn't that sweet? It looks like she used a little gusseted bag to put some Hershey Kisses in it, or Hershey chocolates, and used this is a retired little doily, heart doily. So adorable. And this one, super fancy. I've got one gal. She just outdoes it. She's the one that made this one. And she used a plain strawberry flavored natural beeswax, or I'm not sure anybody. It's supposed to be organic lip balm. And she used, again, the Country Lane paper, so you can see that it's matching. And some dies for the flowers, a little cute verse. That's actually from the this same set that this box die comes from, the little cracker box. And then there's this one. Looks like it's got some chocolate in there. 3 of them. Oof, I feel very spoiled. And then this one, super cute, has a little tag and a little Reese's chocolate in there. And this is used in the pocket dies. Isn't that cute? You can use them for gift cards, or you can use them for whatever you want. I mean, look at all this Valentine goodness. And this one, super cute. It looks like a purse. Isn't that fun? And again, she used the Country Lane paper. So adorable. Yum. I think Mom's had the best Valentine so far, so don't know that I'm passing this on. And then this one is, I guess these were from Stampin' Up! A few years ago. And so you can see the doily is kind of a common theme on a couple of them. And cute little stamped verse. And she made a brownie and put it in there. Isn't that cute? The little tin. Oh, it's adorable. And it's got the little cover on it. So it all came together. And then I got a Valentine's card that is just beautiful. So this will be a great one for my husband. Just really, really pretty. I'll post pictures of all of these and put them on my blog later so that you can view them tomorrow morning. So be sure to check it out. And so sweet. Okay, so let's get to the kit. We're going to do the Wreath of Blooms kit, and we're going to show you how you can use it not just as a wreath. If you don't want necessarily a wreath, you can decorate some other home decor. Alrighty. I think I'm going to need a chocolate break here shortly. Okay. So this is a great little kit. Yes, Arlene, definitely. Grade school for sure. Okay, this Wreath of Blooms kit is so pretty. Look at these flowers. I guess I should show it to you a little, should not so fast. Okay, so you can see that it's got, looks like a cardboard, or maybe it feels like a little sturdier than cardboard. And you wrap it and you add these florals, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's got step-by-step instructions. The only thing that you need that's different than what we've been doing is obviously you don't need a stamp pad. You don't need necessarily a block. This is all going to go together, and you can use either like a pen. Let's find one that's smoother, like a round pen, or you can use your bone folder. And you're going to need a glue gun. Now, this is a glue gun that is one of those that doesn't burn you. And it has, for whatever reason, when the glue comes out, it's not scalding. I have never burned myself with this one. I have some that do burn, but this one, for whatever reason, I think they have them where you don't get burned. So not all glue guns are the same. So make sure you check that out, because I think you have some better options out there. Okay. Another great box. I mean, how great is that for a gift of some sort? Okay, so the kit includes, okay, so this is cardboard, but it's pretty sturdy. And I'm not sure which one is the front, but it must be this one that looks like it's like almost a, okay, let's see if we can get it to show up without being so blurry. It almost looks like it's burlap, but it's a print. And then if they give you cord or some yarn, and tear and tape some little grommets or little, not grommets, but anyway, I don't remember what they're called at the moment. And then you've got leaves and flowers. You've got some glue dots. And let me just show you the different parts here. So we've got some flowers that we're going to punch out, some leaves that we'll punch out. This is going to make a really pretty bloom, and I'll show you that in a minute. This is the base that will hold all the flowers, and then these are the flowers, and they will stack on each other. So really pretty. And they're two-sided, which is even better, which means that if you curl them up, they'll look really nice. Okay, so let's start with the first bit of instructions. Okay, so they want us to take out these 3 blooms. Let me put this aside. Put these aside, put my tools where I need them. And okay, so this is how the flowers are going to hold together, is with these little brads. So that's what they're called. They're called brads. Try not to lose them. So these look like they're got tipped with calypso coral, and let's see if I can figure out what all the colors are. I think it tells us on here. Cajun Craze, which is this darker color, Calypso Coral, Crumb Cake, which is the color of the wreath, Garden Green, and Night of Navy, Pear Pizzazz, Petal Pink, So Saffron, which is the yellow, and then white. So beautiful, beautiful wreath. Okay. All right. So the first thing they want us to do is they want you to curl the petals up. So like I said, you can use a pin, and I'm just pushing on one side and rolling it. Now, if you've got a bone folder, just kind of going back and forth, because I want my flower to be 3D. You can also very carefully just use your thumb and roll it up. But I'm finding I'm leaving little marks, and I don't want to leave any straight lines. So just gonna curl each one. And I think that the more I curl it, so depending on the layer, I may curl some less and some more, so that it has a really pretty layered effect. Because it looks like they're all approximately the same size. So I'm going to stagger them. But I think, let me make sure that they're all the same size. Yeah. Oh, this one is definitely bigger. Okay, so I'm going to stagger these. And actually, okay, so I need to pull out the centers. So this is the really pretty center that goes in it. And then I'm going to be using a yellow brad. So let's start with this one. And then it looks like these are supposed to be curled up as well. So before I get too carried away, I should curl this up as well. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm just using my thumb, bending it around so that you can see there's a little bit of 3D to it. And this one, I think I want a little bit curled up as well, because I think that typically flower centers curl up. Okay, so going back to stacking them. And I'm going to stagger this just a little bit more. And then stagger this one. And then that one. And then I'm going to spread it out. Okay, isn't that pretty? That's the first flower. And then I need to get a couple of leaves. So I think just 2 of them for now. Okay, so these are the bigger leaves. And I'm going to fold these in half, but I'm going to curl them back just a little bit on each side. So you can see that I want it to have a little bit of a leaf feel to it. So it's 3D. So folding it in half again, and then rolling back on each leaf. And then you end up with this really sweet little 3D effect. So you can see it, okay? And then with a glue gun, actually what I need is I'm going to use my silicone mat, because that way the glue will not stick. Okay, so I'm going to put these face down together and use my glue gun, which is not really that hot. Like I said, this is the cool one, and I've never been burnt with it. Watch it burn me tonight, just because I said I've never been burned by it. Okay, so they're both face down, so I've glued them together. And then I'm going to put a little bit more glue. And then I'm going to just add it, whoops, so that it's stuck to the center. There we go. There's the first one. Okay, so the next one they want me to work on is, okay, so this is a stem for one of the flowers. And it's going to have these little flowers. And again, they're both sides are colored. So it's going to be really great to make it 3D, because it doesn't matter which side is being shown. Now this is going to be a little bit harder to curl up, but let's see if I have something that's a little bit smaller. This pin's a little bit smaller in diameter. So I want it to cup up a little bit so you can see. So it just kind of, there we go. And so we'll just keep doing that. Actually, maybe I'll use the tip, and that will help me get it a little bit. So I'm just using a typical little pin, and I like that better. So okay, got a number of these to do. So thank you for your patience. How was everybody's week? I hope you had a great week. Mine's had some ups and downs. My husband and all of his follow-up doctor's appointments. Not all good news, and I'm trying to be strong, but I'm finding I'm a little weepy. Doesn't take much. Just a lot to take in. We've had a lot of scares. He's doing okay, but nothing life changing at this point, just some setbacks and issues. So hopefully I'm doing this under the camera and you can see it okay. Move up a little bit. Okay, one more flower to go. And then each one will have 2, and we'll stagger the blossoms again. And I have 3 little yellow brads that will hold them together. Okay. So staggered them, and then you just put them through the hole and spread the brad. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. There, isn't that pretty? Very pretty. Doesn't take much. You end up with really pretty, and I'm just making sure that the petals are staggered. So hopefully you can see that I'm staggering the petals because there's 2 layers, and that way the bloom looks fuller. And then spreading the brad apart in the back. You can just kind of squeeze them. Oops, I forgot to put it through the stem before I spread it. So again, I'm going to feed it through. It helps if you don't spread it first. Okay, there we go. And then you spread it. And then I'm going to fluff up my petals a little bit and stagger them. There we go. All right, one more. Oh, thanks, Arlene. I know we both have had some challenging days this week. So hopefully everything's good with your family as well. Okay, the last one, spreading the brad. Once I put it through the, isn't that cute? Oh my goodness, so adorable. Okay, so this one gets tear and tape, and again, it's double-sided, so it just gets tear and tape along one edge. And the best part about tear and tape is literally you just tear it with your nails. You don't even have to cut it, but some people are not fond of that. Okay, so next I'm going to be, oh, looks like I need to roll this. I don't want it to bend, so I'm just going to roll it with the pen. Because you want this to not crease, you want it to roll. So it's nice and fluffy. So just roll it with the pen, back and forth. And then I'm going to remove the tear and tape and press it together on the one side. And again, I'm making sure that this isn't creasing. I just want it to be rounded. And I'm just going to continue to press the edges around, the 2 edges. Okay. And then I believe I'm going to use the pin to start it. And I'm thinking I'm going to need a little bit of glue in the middle to start it. Let's see. Oh, sure enough, they want you to glue. Okay. So I'm going to glue a little bit and go. And Just keep rolling it and rolling it. Then I'm going to need to add a little bit more glue. So looks like it's wanting to pinch a little bit. So I'm just going to push them down. So you can kind of see it's going to make it a real fluffy flower. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself there. And just keep using. They don't recommend you use any other kind of glue because you really need, for this type of decor, you're going to need something a little bit more durable than the glue, because this is going to really push against each other. I'm pushing down on each one of the petals so they don't crease so much. Okay, I'm going to need more glue. Probably should only glue like an inch at a time or so, because it looks like it dries before I can get there if I do it more than that. Okay. Don't want to roll it up against something here because you don't want it to go flat. It's getting fluffier and fluffier, as you can see. We'll spread it out once we're done, and we know that it's going to stay together. Okay. So far, no burns. Knock on wood. Okay, and it looks like we're just going to do the last little bit. Don't want too much glue. And yeah, see, the glue's not hot enough to burn me. It's still soft and no burn. So I'm going to just pull it apart. So it's not quite packed so tightly together, and I can get some of these to become a little bigger. So maybe I made this a little bit too tight. It probably could have been a little bigger around. So I got maybe a little carried away. So maybe next time use a pen and then roll it around that so that you kind of get an idea of what size you want, because I think I made it just a little bit too big. Okay, so there's 3 sets of flowers. Now we're going to work on this one. So another really pretty one. And another one that needs to be rolled up. And this one just has the 2. And it has the little hole in the middle, so another brad. This brad is black that goes on this one. See, it just goes together in minutes. It looks like I'm going to be going over my typical 30-minute time frame, but that's okay. This is worth it. It's really pretty. Okay, and then it has this center, so a little yellow center. And let's roll that up. You have to be really careful because they are rather fragile in the middle. So you're definitely going to want to be careful when you're manipulating it. And then you put your brad through. I'm going to stagger my flowers again, so you can see that I'm staggered. And then put my brad through, and then spread my brad again. So I'm spreading it in the back so it holds together. That pretty, just a pretty 3D flower. Okay, so we're done with the flowers. And oops, I need to add the leaves to it. So again, these little leaves, I'm going to fold them in half, And then I'm going to come back with a pen and I'm going to bend them back. So it ends up making like a bird or a V, a flattened out V. So I'm folding it in half because it's got a crease line or a score mark. And then I'm bending back the little leaf sides. So you can see it just makes it really nice in 3D. Okay, so again, I'm going to glue it together and then add more glue. And make sure that I've got, oh, looks like they did it a little differently. There we go. And then press it down into the middle. So we're doing the leaves a little differently this time. So let's spread it out a little bit more. Okay. So now there is a triangle. And before I show you that, I just want to show you that this wreath, this triangle gets attached, and then these flowers are going to be attached to each one of the corners of this triangle. So it's going to go something like this. So you can see that the triangle will hold these flowers, and then it'll hold it in place, and then we'll add the yarn to the top. These leaves will go below it on both sides. And this again has little score marks where the vein of the leaf is. So we can fold it in half and fold it back. Oh no, I guess it doesn't. So, but you can. I think that you can still fold it. So it has a 3D look. At least fold it in the middle here where that line is, because then you can see it looks definitely like the real thing. And that's going to go here, and then the other one's going to go on the other side. So before I do that, I just wanted to show you that there are so many options if you're not into the wreath thing. So let's real quickly. So you can see the wreath is going to be really, really beautiful. However, let's say you have like a picture that you want to decorate. You could also do the same thing to the picture and glue it to one corner of your picture frame with the same effect. And you're using the triangle to hold it all together. So I'm not doing this very well, but isn't that pretty? I think that would be just really lovely and still just beautiful home decor. I mean, it's stunning as long as my kitties don't chew it up. And then I have this sweet little frame that I got from a dear friend, Arlene. And you could place the flowers wherever you want. Let's see. And you just have to glue it so that it's obviously not covering up any of your words. And then the leaves anywhere you wanted to. So this is something you could probably find at Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's. And then this I think I got at Hobby Lobby, and I could either paint it or I can leave it just like it is. And again, just let's put it down so that you can see. So you can still see the word love. Okay, so let's get all this other stuff out of the way. If you wanted to use the corner, you could. Isn't that pretty? Just anything. It's just so pretty. And I love these 3D blooms. They're just so gorgeous. So, you know, 3 different options, or actually 4 if you do the wreath. But let's go ahead and finish the wreath so I can show you how it gets put together. And then you can think about different ideas of what you want to do with yours, because this is only $13. This beautiful wreath is only $13, and you have the fun of putting it together yourself. You can put it together with a grandkid or a child or a friend, whatever you want to do. Okay, so for this part, looks like they want this to be the back. So with that, okay, I probably don't want to get too carried away because it's going to be easier if I do this. Okay, let's get my little silicone map out. So my, looks like I have gotten my cord all tangled up with my chair. Sorry about that. It's going to take me a minute to untangle. I find that my desk is not conducive to crafting because I don't have any plugs that are vacant. I've got computer monitor, computer or lights, camera, printer, a bazillion things, and not enough plugs. That's what happens when you have a 1939 cottage. They did not give you many options when it came to plugs. And this is one of the rooms that we have not redone. Okay, so you're just wrapping this around, and you only need the glue really to start it, and you only want the glue on one side, that's the side that's not going to be seen. So we're just gonna, because we want the other side, because I guess we're going to have this craft colored. And I'm just going to keep wrapping. There's no fast way to do this, but I want to keep this yarn as close to as possible so it covers it completely. And you could do this to, you know, like the love that I have. I'm going to take a look at that and see if there's a way that I could add the yarn to that and hang the love, because I think that would be really adorable. So then I'm just going to scoot it down. Yeah, this is just so pretty. I'm so happy with it. I love this kit. They like to come out with a kit, a different kit every month, which is really cool. Gives us some variety, and I think they should do more home decor. This is a really pretty one. But I'm a sucker for 3D flowers. I have to tell you that you put 3D flowers in front of me, or some way for me to make 3D flowers, and I'm the happiest girl. They've had some really great punches in the past, and I've used them and made boxes with 3D flowers on them. So that's really fun. Give them away as gifts. Okay, here we go. And I just need enough. Maybe I need to spread it out a little bit. I got a little carried away. Let's see what that looks like. And then I need enough to, I don't think I need that much, so we'll keep going a few more. That looks like plenty. Okay, so I'm going to just put a little glue here to help it to stay. And then put one more here, and that will keep it in place. And then I'm going to put some more glue at the other end to help the other end stay. Now I'm not going to touch that just now. I'm going to press it from this side so I don't burn myself, just in case. And then let's set this aside. Oh no, so we got more to do. Okay, so the leaves go here. And so we need a couple of dots. Try not to go too crazy because you don't want it to show through. So you don't want your glue to show. Okay. And I'm going to do a little bit more here. Okay, and then it looks like I'm going to add a little bit more. Oh, so I skipped a step. Goodness. Okay. So I need to add glue to a couple of corners. So let's do this one first. And let's add this flower. And then this corner. And we're going to add this flower. And then they want me to use a little bit on this stem. And then I'm going to tuck that stem down between these flowers. Can you see what I'm doing here? So it pops up between the flowers. And then I need one more here. And I'm going to put a bigger glob. And place this flower here. So I definitely made this way too tight compared to what they did. So that's going to have to, actually it's not sticking. Okay, so that looks like it's done. Okay, so now back to the wreath. And this is supposed to be over to the left. So if you look at the picture, let's do the bigger picture so you can see. This is supposed to be kind of over to the left. And so now what I'm going to do is where this is between the two stems, I'm going to add some more glue. And then I'm going to place this right in between. And we're done. Not pretty? So just a really pretty decor item and very neutral. I think it would look lovely anywhere. But I think that putting it on this, I bought a few of the kits, so I'm going to be decorating for a little while. So I'm thinking this one needs it as well. And, you know, I could put some on this one as well. I mean, just space the flowers in a different way. I don't want this all over my house, but, you know, you can put it on a frame as well. So fun. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. And thanks, Arlene. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it as well. This is a fun kit. So be sure to view this later or share it. I'm going to have this on YouTube probably tomorrow. So once you see that, click like, share it, subscribe. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll have this on my post or on my blog here later as well. This one was a really great one. Really beautiful. All right, friends, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you on Monday in my Marvelous Monday.